Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So, Megxie, the goose that has laid the golden egg, has started again with her trifling ways. I'm sure by now you've already seen that Megxie gave an unexpected, unrequested speech on CNN regarding the pandemic and regarding those who have sacrificed in order to make the world a bit more of a bearable place during such a tough time. We did not need this speech. We did not want this speech. And I was actually quite happy that Megxie was leaving us alone. I was quite happy that we was no longer being harassed by the Megxie. But she's back. She's back with a vengeance. We are suffering because we have to pay for this woman. We have to pay for this woman. We have to put up with this woman. And she just will not go away. So this video is regarding the speech that she gave for CNN, which was very patronising, condescending. And she came across as though she felt she was some kind of queen. It was quite weird to watch. And it actually did make my blood boil slightly. Because this woman has no real purpose. She has no real talent. She doesn't want to serve the crown. She doesn't want to go back to Suits because, let's face it, that's the level that her acting was on. She was never in a major role. She was never in the running for an Oscar. She was never an Oscar-nominated actress. She just simply wasn't that good. She never, ever got past the first round of any casting call, except for Suits, which I believe her husband, Trevor Eccleston, helped her score. So this woman is pretty much just like the rest of us. She's normal. She's average at best. And yet here she is with her husband, handbag Harry, talking and walking like a queen, encouraging us and patting us on the back and giving us our little sticker, telling us how courageous we've all been, chucking in there that we've all had a tough year because she claims, and this is her personal claim, it's not for me to dispute this, that allegedly she had the big M, a miscarriage, allegedly. And I say that loosely because she held on to this information for 5 months. She suddenly hired an all-female PR team and then this news broke. And everybody has something to say, especially Chrissy Teigen, who of all people, don't even get me started on her. So she bangs on. And it was quite painful for me to watch. Someone wanted me to comment on what I thought of her fashion sense. Well, after she spoke about people, or should I say during the time that she spoke about people not having enough money to eat, not having enough money to feed their children, etc., or heat their homes. I think she mentioned that. In fact, she wouldn't, because Megxie would never think of that key detail. I can think of that key detail because I'm a real person in the real world. I'm not detached or delusional. She sat there with a £6,000 Cartier bracelet on and banged on about how hard it's all been. Now, to me personally, what am I going to say about Megxie's fashion? I have to be honest. I like the lipstick. I like the fact that she looked polished, she looked pristine, her hair was shining. I didn't like the 2 bangs at the side of her head. She was doing that whole tuck behind the ear thing, which we all can't stand, but she's not getting the memo for that. I liked the makeup. The makeup was nice. I saw the way in which she strategically matched herself to the back of her very purple garden, her sea of flowers. And I personally feel as though Megxie is pregnant. I think Megxie is trying to have another baby with Harry. Either she's pregnant or the surrogate's pregnant. I think that we should brace ourselves for an announcement of another baby in maybe May the next year. She was wearing a matron type, they call it a pussy bow shirt, and it had a rigid look to it. And I'm going to get into this Daily Mail article, which has now had 13,000 comments, which is not a surprise. She is a very condescending woman. Meghan Markle appears on CNN to pay tribute to quiet heroes of the pandemic and the power of the human spirit in first appearance since revealing miscarriage in New York Times. Meghan Markle has praised the quiet heroes of the pandemic who have supported communities in a clip recorded for CNN in her first public appearance since revealing she suffered a miscarriage. She's praised the unsung quiet heroes. What I don't understand is generally when a public figure praises unsung heroes. They have a stately position. Either they are a prime minister, or they are a president, or they are someone like the Queen. She's none of those things. She's not a figurehead of authority. Who is she? This is what we are all trying to grapple with. Who is Meghan Markle to praise anyone? Why does she feel as though we need to know how she feels about what we've achieved or not achieved? That's the bit that I don't understand. Even Oprah Winfrey. Does Oprah Winfrey sit around praising people and thanking people for being courageous? No, she doesn't. She's a journalist. She's a news reporter. She is a Hollywood celebrity. Meghan Markle is not a successful actress. She is not a stately personality. She loosely retains the title Duchess of Sussex. But who is she? She's not a star. She's not someone that people are desperate to see. We're not crying to see her like we used to cry to see Michael Jackson. We don't care. Why can't she leave us alone? That's the bit that I don't understand. The Duchess of Sussex praised key workers and volunteers while sitting on a bench, apparently in the grounds of the $14 million California mansion she shares with Prince Harry, who was not involved in the video. Meghan, 39, said last night, "We saw communities standing up and taking action. When kids' lunch programs came to a halt, we saw our neighbours making sure that those children receive the nutrition they need." She added that we as a community showed up to deliver food needed by vulnerable people, adding that we also saw the power of the human spirit and that we have the power to remind someone else that there is hope. As you sit there with a bracelet that cost £6,000. But anyway, moving on. It was the first time the Duchess has been seen since she wrote an article for the New York Times last month, revealing she lost her child in July and described the unbearable grief it caused her and 36-year-old Harry. She did not address her own loss in the CNN clip, but told how 2020 had been a year that had been universally challenging for everyone, before praising those who rose to the occasion and fed hungry neighbours going through tough times. Meghan, who was wearing Catherine's Reader earrings and a Cartier bracelet, had been speaking as part of the CNN Hero series, which praises those making a difference in communities. We want Meghan to go away permanently. We don't want to see her. We don't want to hear her. We're tired of her. We're bored of her. She adds no value to any kind of conversation regarding suffering during a pandemic, because she is not a suffered person. She was moaning before the pandemic and she has been moaning since the pandemic, and she feels as though we must like her. She feels as though we are obligated to listen to her, and we're not. There are more important things that we are preoccupied with, and she is not on that list. So it continues on here. Meghan, who has volunteered with Harry for several food charities in LA during the pandemic, said in the pre-taped message, "Tonight, we are celebrating these quiet heroes, some of whom I know and others that we applaud from afar." That's quite hilarious, really, especially coming from Megxie and Harry. I'm going to end it there, guys. I mean, she went on and on and on. She really does talk a lot of fluff, and I'll be back with another video. Bye, guys.